Hello, Nasdaq followers on LinkedIn, and welcome to the inaugural episode of Women in Tech on LinkedIn Live. I'm your host, Leanne Alfaro. Joining me today to talk a little bit more about her role here at Nasdaq and trajectory so far is Colleen Valentine, Director of Information Security and Compliance here. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So, Colleen, tell us a little bit more about your role and what it is that you do at Nasdaq and how technology has influenced your role.
Absolutely. So I'm the head of Information Security, Governance, and Compliance, and I report to our Chief Information Security Officer, or CISO, as it's known in the industry. My team is responsible for what we like to say is the softer side of information security. So that's our policies and standards, our global education programs, our IT control library, metrics and board reporting, regulatory compliance, and more recently, we actually, my team has our Cyber Service Center, which handles all of the due diligence requests we receive from our clients who want to know about the security of the products and services that we offer. Technology has really influenced my role in that I need to be a bridge between both the technologists and our partners, whether it's external groups like regulators or our business partners that want to be able to communicate the security, again, of our products and services to our clients.
So it definitely sounds like you need to be on top of the technology trends every day as they change every day. These regulatory environments change all the time. How did you become introduced or get involved in the technology and cybersecurity industry?
Absolutely. So I worked in financial services and kind of was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my career and felt that I really needed to go back to school. So I got my master's degree in an interdisciplinary program at Georgetown called Communication, Culture, and Technology. So really wanted to find a role that somehow merged those areas of interest. So then when I graduated, this was actually the perfect place. I started as a communications coordinator in information security and have absolutely loved it. And here I am, 7 years later, still here.
That's amazing. So can you tell us why cybersecurity and Infosec are so important to Nasdaq's success? I mean, we can definitely, this is a technology company, we can definitely think of a few reasons, but from your view and 7 years of experience.
Yeah, so what we like to say is there's three key tenets of information security. It's what's known as the CIA triad. So it's protecting the confidentiality, the integrity, and the availability of information. So you can see just by that how important it is to us as a technology and data company. We need to keep our data safe. We need to make sure our data is accurate, there hasn't been any disruptions, and we need to be available. We have to have our markets operating every day. And unfortunately, high-profile breaches are becoming commonplace in the news. So not only do you need to have technical controls, but you need to have a strong and mature information security program.
Absolutely. So throughout your career, could you tell us about perhaps some of the challenges for people just getting started in the tech field, like some of the challenges you've had to overcome and how you approach them?
Yeah, what I love about being in cyber information security is, like we were saying, you have to know the technology. So when I started, cloud was nascent. Big data, those weren't terms that were being thrown around. And now here we are, and you need to be an expert in those spaces. You need to know what controls we're going to be putting in our cloud environments to ensure we have appropriate security. And also, regulatory, that's a challenging space as well, making sure that our program is keeping up with the expectations of the regulators as well.
How do you make sure that you're up to date on everything? I mean, take me through kind of like your routine and your tips for someone who is in the field, but they're trying to stay up to date on everything that's changing.
One is having a great network, having peers in other companies that you can just discuss ideas with, attending conferences, and doing a lot of reading. Some of my colleagues make fun of me that when a new regulation comes out, I literally have that printed out binder with me at my desk that I'm highlighting and taking notes, but it's still making sure you have that appetite to learn, and that's something I really like.
Absolutely. I mean, school is great, but it doesn't stop there. You continue learning in your career, and it definitely has to do with your initiative and your impetus to go and find that information. Mm-hmm. So how has being a woman in technology kind of impacted your career and kind of understanding of the field?
Yeah, it's definitely motivated me. I think it is, the stereotype is you're oftentimes the only woman in the room, right? And it kind of motivates me and wants me to drive, and I'm very passionate about inspiring women to pursue STEM careers because I think it's been a really beneficial place for people. And, it's also making sure you have the right sponsorship or mentor or someone within the organization who can help support you. And that doesn't necessarily need to be a woman. One of my first mentors here, was a man, and he helped guide me, helped introduce me, get me involved with things like the Women in Nasdaq network. And we also do have great female role models here from technology with Angie Ruan, Heather Abbott, Brenda Hoffman, and of course Adina as well.
Absolutely. So when we're talking about helping other people kind of scale in their career, we not only talk about mentors, we talk about sponsors. So in your career, how have you found kind of like these great sponsors and mentors in your life, and how have you found that you can also practice it and be one of these great sponsors and mentors to other people looking to get into your field?
Yeah, so I think some of the relationships I've had here were just organic. We do also have a mentor program that I've participated in as both a mentor and a mentee. And also volunteer work. We partnered with the New York Hall of Science on some initiatives, so went there, and it was a great program that they run for high school or college-age girls who are looking to get into the STEM careers, and a group of us went and kind of were real-life examples of this is what your career could be like.
So then in turn, what would you say to that class of young girls looking to get in the industry? What advice would you give to young professionals?
One thing that I would give as a piece of advice would be to make sure to focus on what the company or organization would provide when it comes to day-to-day or on-the-job learnings. Obviously, school teaches you a lot of skills, but a lot of what you might learn is going to be on the job. So does the company have a strong learning and development program? Do they offer mentorships or other networking opportunities? I think that's something that a lot of people should be looking at more.
Colleen, thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate you sharing your experience, and look forward to hearing more from you in this Women in Tech series.
Absolutely, thank you.
Nasdaq followers, please stay tuned. We'll have more coming to you on LinkedIn Live. In the meantime, if you have any questions for Colleen or about our Women in Tech series, just drop them in the comments below. We'll be back with another episode shortly.